A very good evening to you on this Friday, the 5th day of June 2026. You're just in time for Newswatch tonight. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Muredi. Let's take a look at the day's news. Now, Democracy for Citizens Party, that is DCP, party leader Rigathi Gachagua, has renewed his criticism of the Finance Bill 2026, describing it as punitive and disconnected from the economic realities facing Kenyans. Speaking at the party's headquarters, Gachagua accused the government of imposing additional tax burdens on citizens already grappling with the high cost of living. And as Sami Adika reports, his remarks come amidst growing political debate over the proposed fiscal framework, which continues to attract scrutiny from opposition leaders and a section of the public.
Debate over the Finance Bill 2026 is gathering momentum, with fresh criticism emerging from the opposition as political leaders weigh in on the government's latest revenue proposals.
Reject Finance Bill.
Among the latest voices is Democracy for Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua, who has warned that the bill's proposals could further increase the financial burden on ordinary Kenyans. Speaking at the party's headquarters, Gachagua argued that the proposed fiscal framework places additional pressure on households already struggling to cope with the rising cost of living.
The two documents are not a rescue plan for the common mwananchi, but an increased tax burden on workers, consumers, farmers, businesses, manufacturers, SMEs, border operators, mama mbogas, and the youth, who are the very soul of our nation.
The former DP also maintained that education, healthcare and agriculture should remain the government's top priorities.
Agriculture has been grossly defunded. Only 2% of the total budget has been allocated to this sector. This is despite the fact that this sector employs a majority of the population and remains the socio-economic backbone of our rural livelihoods.
Gachagua further questioned the proposed 17 billion Kenya shillings allocation to the presidency and State House, terming it excessive at a time when the country is facing economic challenges.
Current expenditure continues to dominate the budget. Approximately Kenya shillings 1.2 trillion has been allocated for operations and maintenance across government, while Kenya shillings 1.3 trillion is consumed by loan interest payments. As a result, development priorities continue to be squeezed.
DCP has also taken issue with the government's borrowing strategy, claiming the administration has borrowed an average of 1.4 trillion Kenya shillings annually without delivering commensurate development outcomes.
Interest on debt is currently at 1.3 trillion Kenya shillings per year. This is 79% of our revenue. The interest on debt has become the largest consumer of public revenue. In practical terms, the government is working first for leaders, then for the people.
Leaders allied to the opposition have consistently called for a review of the country's taxation measures, with the DCP now pledging to reduce the national budget from 4.8 trillion to 3.7 trillion Kenya shillings if given the opportunity to lead the country come 2027.
Parliament must claim its oversight role. Budgets should be interrogated line by line, not passed as routine exercise. The legislature must insist on accountability, realistic revenue assumptions, and the protection of vulnerable sectors. Oversight is not obstruction, it is stewardship.
As debate over the Finance Bill 2026 continues, lawmakers are expected to subject its provisions to further scrutiny before it proceeds through the final stages of the legislative processes. For Newswatch, I'm Sami Adika.
Thank you, Sami Adika, for that report. Moving on, pending bills in all the 47 counties have tripled in the last 3 years, with fears that this will rise in the coming months, according to a report by the Senate Committee on Budget and Finance. The Senate is now calling for radical measures to resolve the impasse, with warning that the crisis could lead to legal battles that would paralyze operations of the devolved units. Vincent Kerosi reports.
It has now emerged that no single county has cleared its pending bills in the last 3 years, despite billions being allocated by the National Treasury. In the ongoing County Procurement Congress in Naivasha, attended by 35 counties, the Senate has warned that if the ballooning pending bills were not addressed, suppliers could stop doing businesses with counties, which could lead to a halt in operations and service delivery.
It's a very serious matter because if you remove Nairobi, whose pending bill story is a different animal altogether, I think it's in excess of 100 billion plus because it includes historical things from the days of city council and the rest. The rest of the counties as well, their figures are growing exponentially, and it's something if we don't keep an eye on, people will stop supplying goods and services to our counties because they'll say we will never be paid, and you run the risk of court action very soon.
While acknowledging that the problem required a policy-level solution, including spending ceilings and sanctions, addressing it near an election cycle risked politicization. Cheriot flagged breach of procurement processes, irregular procurement methods and contracts, missing supporting documents, and flouting of procurement laws as major gaps that have seen loss of billions of shillings in public funds.
This is something that I shall be presenting before my colleague leaders of the House so that this can be done immediately so that this organization and institution can continue to prosper and grow. What was the pending bills at the beginning of this cycle of county governments in 2022 August, when many governors, all the governors were sworn into office, and the pending bills right now, nearly all of them, upwards of 90%, have actually tripled that pending bill item, which is a point to a challenge that is in counties and needs to be addressed.
Stakeholders led by the Kenya Institute of Supplies Management said they are currently reviewing the Supplies Practitioners Management Act and its general regulations and are seeking parliamentary support for those reforms. They are also lobbying for formal representation of procurement professionals in the Senate and parliamentary committees and government-led boards.
And I think we have seen a very positive trajectory in our country in the recent past. Out of reinvigorated interventions, we have seen the growth of our membership to about 28,000 professionals in the recent past. And I think that is a critical mass when it comes to safeguarding public resources.
We're also looking at support from the Senate in terms of governance by having policy frameworks, policy reviews. We are currently reviewing the Supplies Practitioners Management Act and also reviewing the general regulations. And those are some of the areas we'll be seeing a lot of support from both the Senate and Parliament.
Vincent Kerosi, Hope TV, Nairobi.
Much appreciated, Vincent. Moving on to matters health, the county government of Kakamega, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, has intensified surveillance and containment measures to prevent the possible spread of Ebola from neighboring Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. Speaking on the county's preparedness efforts, Kakamega Deputy Governor Ayub Savula said authorities have scaled up proactive interventions aimed at strengthening prevention, early detection and outbreak response. Savula revealed that a quarantine center will be established at Kakamega County Referral Hospital, which has been fully equipped with designated wards and beds to manage suspected Ebola cases.
And we agreed to set up the quarantine centers within the Kakamega County because it's a transit area along Busia, Bungoma to Eldoret. We have centers where we have drivers, truck drivers, who spend their night along those areas, and we are at a high risk of spreading the disease. So as we support Duale in establishing the National Quarantine Center in Nanyuki, supported by the America, also as a county, we are already prepared. We should not play politics with this disease. We should not play politics with this disease. We should stand by the President Ruto and Cabinet Secretary in charge of health in establishing quarantine. And we'll even request the national government that they use the government to help also Kakamega establish a quarantine because we are rated as a risk area. After Busia, Bungoma, then Kakamega, because we're almost a border country.
On a similar note, Bungoma County has designated 3 health facilities as Ebola isolation and quarantine centers to strengthen preparedness against a possible outbreak of the disease. The facilities include Lwakaka Health Center, Bungoma County Referral Hospital, and Webuye County Hospital, all equipped to handle suspected Ebola cases. County Director of Health and Sanitation, Dr. Caleb Wata, says surveillance and screening have been intensified at border entry points, particularly at Lwakaka along the Kenya-Uganda border, due to the county's high-risk location. Although no Ebola case has been reported in Bungoma, health authorities have established a rapid response team to detect, isolate, and manage any suspected infections.
As a county, we've done our best in terms of preparedness. What we have done is we have engaged and enhanced our surveillance, especially along the border. At our port of entry, that is Lwakaka, there is continuous screening of people going in and out of the country to ensure that we are able to pick any case, suspected case, but so far we've not. We have tried to sensitize our teams, that's the healthcare workers, including the community. That is the community and the promoters, to ensure that they have what we call a high index of suspicion. In case we get a patient who has features or symptoms and signs which are suggestive of Ebola diseases, we're able to come in and be able to address it. And then also we have the PPEs in place, which so far we've received from the national government has supported us. We as a county in our planning, we will try to make sure that we are able to get some PPEs so that our staff, whenever they have a suspicion of an Ebola case, they're able to handle.
Let us take a short break on Newswatch tonight. We have more coming up. Stay with us.
Join Fiona Henry this Sunday for a moment of worship on Ultimate Worship.
See how far you brought us, you helped us, oh, oh.
From 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and repeat from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
The weight of who you are, oh, no one can carry.
Hope TV, look and live.
I'm coming back to the heart of worship, where it's all about you.
There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933933, account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116-212-723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Welcome back. President William Ruto has announced a series of senior appointments, promotions and postings within the Kenya Defence Forces aimed at strengthening leadership and operational efficiency across the military. Among the key changes, Major General John Maiso Koimo has been appointed Deputy Commander of the Kenya Army, while Brigadier Mohammed Salah Farah becomes Deputy Commander of the Kenya Air Force. The President also approved the promotion of several senior officers, including Brigadier William Kamoiro and Brigadier Peter Kipketer Limo to the rank of Major General, with new assignments at the Kenya Army and Defence Headquarters, respectively. In addition, the tenure of Kenya Navy Commander Major General Paul Owuor Otieno has been extended by 1 year. Several other officers in the Kenya Army and Air Force have also received promotions and new appointments as part of efforts to enhance institutional capacity within the Kenya Defence Forces. Kenya Kwanza leaders have intensified grassroots mobilization efforts in Mount Elgon and Huisero, calling for unity, peaceful coexistence and support for President William Ruto's development agenda. Speaking at separate events, Presidential aide Farouk Kibet urged leaders to focus on development-oriented politics and avoid divisive rhetoric that could undermine national cohesion. Meanwhile, National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula urged Kenyans to reject tribal politics and embrace issue-based leadership, emphasizing that national progress depends on unity and inclusivity.
Alituambia kwamba mambo ya kilimo atatilia mkazo. Mmeona kwamba wakati aliingia mbolea ilikuwa 7,500, ameleta paka 2,500. Kweli ama urongo? Mambo ya SHA, kuangalia kwamba kuna universal health coverage, kwamba kila mtu ambaye ako hai aweze kusaidiwa na kulipiwa. Hiyo inaendelea kwa masuala ya health. Mambo ya barabara, tunajua kwamba hata ile Kapsokwanyi wamesema, tunajua imetangazwa tayari ile ya Maeni kuja Kapsokwanyi, tayari tenda imepeanwa, inaenda kuwekwa lami.
Na mimi naambia nyinyi watu ya Western, Kapondi ya Kiweko, tunataka utawala ikitoka Rift Valley ikuje Western Kenya ili na nyinyi mtawale. Wapi makofi nataka kuona pande hiyo? Nikisema Harambee mnasema tutam. Harambee. William Ruto aendelee ama asiendelee? Ni hivyo si hivyo? Aende kupeleka mbele Kenya.
Leaders from West Pokot County have strongly defended the Constituency Development Fund, popularly known as CDF, insisting it remains vital for supporting education in marginalized areas. They have criticized individuals and groups that continue to challenge its legality in court. Speaking during the launch of the 2026-2027 CDF bursary program in Pokot South constituency, Area Member of Parliament David Kosing said the fund has established and rather has enabled thousands of needy learners to stay in school since its inception. He urged school heads not to send students home over unpaid fees, noted that 48 million shillings has been allocated to support vulnerable students.
Tangu niingie bunge 2013 mpaka saa hii mimi naenda sasa miaka 15. Kila siku kuna wakora wanaenda kotini, wanapinga CDF, hawataki wapeane CDF. Mimi nataka niambie hawa leo wenye wanatuangalia, hapa si Nairobi. Ngawaje mimi ni bunge nakaa Nairobi ama naongea pale Nairobi, lakini naongea hapa Shalpo. Hii pesa milioni 48 watoto ya Pokot, ya Shelburne na Pokot South wangepata wapi? Unajua nini? Iko watu Nairobi wamesoma, wametosha. Kama nyinyi Nairobi mmesoma na kutosha, kaeni Nairobi yenu. Wate kulutea sisi ukora ya kila wakati kwenda kotini. Na mimi nashukuru speaker yetu na bunge yetu na Mheshimiwa Rais, Mheshimiwa William Ruto, kwa sababu hawa ndio wamesimama na CDF mpaka watoto ya Shelburne wamepata CDF.
Kwa area hii tuko na shida ya ukame. Ng'ombe inakufa, shamba hatuwezi lima, hatuna cha kutegemea kwa upande hii. Sasa kwa sisi tumefurahia kwa siku ya leo. Basari ambaye Kosinga ameleta kulonji siku ya leo. Ukame kisidi, watoto wasomi, waendi shule, wengine wanakaa nyumbani, wengine wanaolewa kwa sababu ya ukame. Ng'ombe inakufa, mara mahindi ilimwi. Sasa hiyo vitu yote ndio inasababisha pande hii watoto wasomi.
The Kenya Wildlife Service KWS has identified major challenges, highlighting the need for a larger and more modern animal rescue center in the city. The increasing number of wildlife species at the Nairobi Animal Orphanage has strained the facility's capacity to provide adequate rescue and rehabilitation services. As Caleb Morty now reports, KWS has embarked on plans to establish a modern animal rescue and rehabilitation center designed to meet growing wildlife conservation and rescue needs.
The Nairobi Animal Orphanage is the country's oldest wildlife rescue and rehabilitation center, having been established by the British colonial administration 62 years ago. Initially designed to rescue and rehabilitate a limited number of wildlife species, the facility has over the years witnessed a significant increase in the number and diversity of animals under its care. This growth has forced the orphanage to accommodate a wide range of species, stretching its capacity and limiting the quality of care and rehabilitation services it can provide. The existing facility no longer adequately meets the standards of modern wildlife conservation and rescue operations.
Yes, the capacity of the orphanage, currently where we are, this orphanage, on very crowded days, we are able to get to the range of 17,000 visitors in a day. And we've attested, when 17 visitors visit this place, it becomes chaotic. In the new facility, we are estimating that we can easily be able to accommodate 20,000 visitors in a day without any pressure at all. Now, our calculation is that Nairobi city alone is a city that has about, during the day, about 4 million or thereabout residents that are working here. Majority of those residents would want to come and relax for an hour or two. So if we are saying we are 4 million, then to get a number of 20,000 into this facility is not a hard thing. Then if you look at the transit visitors who are getting across the JKIA, with the expansion of JKIA, I'm not sure how many number of visitors would want to transit. So that is another number that we are going to be netting out. So our figure of 20 million is a realistic figure. Remember, this is a facility that is going to be world-class, that we are going to broadcast. So it will be in the interest of visitors and Kenyans to come in and have a close and candid touch with an elephant, with a rhino, and all the others.
The planned new center, located at Galleria along Langata Road, is expected to provide expanded space, improved animal welfare standards, and modern rehabilitation infrastructure to cater for the growing number of rescued and endangered species. The planned modern facility will mark a significant expansion from the current 7.2-acre Nairobi Animal Orphanage to a sprawling 170-acre facility designed to meet growing wildlife conservation and rescue needs.
That facility, or the new facility that we are going to be establishing, is key to us because as scientists, we want to understand how to easily be able to ward, particularly the cats. The lions, the cheetahs, and the leopards, like the one that is up there, they are not easy to reward. But that facility is large enough to enable us be able to give more or less like a semi-wild area where we can start reintroducing back again the animals. Currently, the only animal that we have successfully been able to reward are two. we have the black rhinos and the white rhinos, and we have the elephants. Those are the only ones that we have successfully been able to get, and we reward them, and a lot of those cases have been extremely successful.
The Wildlife Agency had begun discussions on plans to establish a modern animal rescue center, as they had already captured the project in its 2020 management plan.
For the past 62 years, this facility has been home for different species, and from the year 2013, when KWS noticed a major congestion among the wildlife, they are now embarking on a journey to build a modern facility. For Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Caleb Moti.
Much appreciated, Caleb Moti, for that report, which takes us on yet another short break. We will be coming back with business news. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Sharon Aitore Wangenya. Thank you so much for being one of our viewers. We truly honor you and appreciate you. We'd love to know how you're receiving us, how your reception is in terms of the quality of the video and the audio as well. So please scan this QR code and give us your feedback. Thank you and God bless you.
Join Fiona Henry this Sunday for a moment of worship on Ultimate Worship.
See how far you brought us, you helped us,
From 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and repeat from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
The weight of who you are, no one can carry.
Hope TV, look and live.
I'm coming back to the heart of worship, where it's all about you.
Welcome back. World Environment Day celebrations were marked in Kajiado County with the commissioning of a borehole and a tree planting exercise led by the Ushiriki Wema Foundation at the GSU Magadi Field Training College. Speaking during the event, Tessie Musalia emphasized the need to protect the environment while expanding access to essential resources, saying sustainable development is key to building a climate-resilient future. She noted that the newly commissioned borehole will enhance access to clean and reliable water for officers and surrounding communities, improving health, dignity, and livelihoods.
Firmly placing Kenya among nations that are taking meaningful action in environmental global efforts. Today, we are going to successfully commission a water splash, but we have successfully commissioned boreholes at the Kiganjo Police Campus in Nyeri, the Administration Police Campus Embakasi A, and the General Service Unit Campus Embakasi B. Today, as we oversee the splashing of this borehole at the GSU Magadi Field Training Campus, we mark the fourth project under this initiative. Ladies
million trees by the year 2032. In this line, I encourage all officers and trainees in this camp to ensure that the trees that we shall plant today are properly cared for so that they grow to maturity and continue to benefit this institution and the surrounding ecosystem. It's a great milestone because all along we have been fetching our water by use of a water boozer from as far as Magadi town, which is about 22 kilometers from our camp. And this will go a long way.
Now in business, lack of mentorship, limited access to financing and inadequate training opportunities have been identified as major challenges hindering young women from succeeding in entrepreneurship. Experts note that while many young women have innovative business ideas, barriers such as insufficient support and limited resources often prevent them from growing their enterprises. In response, stakeholders are stepping up efforts to empower young women through mentorship programs, business training, and partnerships with financial institutions.
Engagements that we've had, the mentorship that we've had, one included what financiers look for in young businesses, and these are some of the information, the knowledge that you find young businesses or SMEs that are out here are not able to capture. And also this program has been able to walk with us through the journey, step by step. It's not about just giving you the knowledge and leaving you that way. It has been very hands-on, and we are really grateful to this program.
Like I said, we are strengthening the ecosystem. We are not going directly to the businesses. So we are supporting entrepreneurship support organizations like Wise Hub in Kisumu, Nakuru Box in Nakuru, and Eldo Hub in Eldoret, or rather was in Gishu County. We build their capacity so that they can support young businesses that are owned by women and youth. And ideally, we are not giving grants.
Kisumu, they don't get a lot of visibility for the entrepreneurs. So this program, which was a pilot program, came up with a role model which we were able to select, and they were able to be given visibility. And even here, they will be given visibility.
Top on the policy documents is the Buy Kisumu, Build Kisumu, because now the products are here. As a county government, we want to ensure that these products, first of all, are consumed locally by our people here, because charity begins at home, and then later on we'll spread our wings so that they can reach the regional markets and ultimately the international markets.
So that's what we are giving you.
The government is planning to establish a special kitty to support technical and vocational education and training TVET graduates in securing employment opportunities abroad. Speaking in Kisii, State Department for TVET Principal Secretary Dr. Esther Moria said the fund will also help graduates acquire passports and facilitate their travel to foreign countries. Dr. Moria noted that beneficiaries will gain valuable skills and work experience overseas before returning home to contribute to Kenya's industrial growth and development.
Our collaboration here today, we are checking. We are having a conversation with GAO, at least in Kisii and Nyamira for now. And we are going to roll this out across the country, where we are going to have conversations with this team between TVET and Interior, so that we ensure everybody is brought to the institutions and get a skill, be it in plumbing, be it in carpentry, be it in joinery, be it in college. Everybody should be able to get a skill. And once they are able to get a skill, we are also making arrangements as a State Department, where we have been talking to the recruiters to come in and help us recruit them, so that we work with an end in mind. And this again is what His Excellency the President has required, that we give our young people a hope. We work for an outcome.
And And in sports, Gor Mahia patron Eliud Owalo has secured a 3-year sponsorship deal worth 30 million shillings for the newly crowned Kenya Premier League champions with paint manufacturers Kansai Plascon Kenya Limited. Owalo, who witnessed the signing ceremony at the Movenpick Hotel in Westlands, Nairobi, called on more corporate sponsors to support the club as it prepares for a demanding campaign in next season's CAF Championships League. The deal comes just days after Gor Mahia were crowned 2025-2026 Kenya Premier League champions, with thousands of fans celebrating the historic victory at Nyayo National Stadium. The win marked the club's record-extending 22nd league title, securing their place among Africa's elite football clubs ahead of the continental competition. And it is a wrap on Newswatch tonight. On behalf of the team, thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Murithi. Have a good night.